have one client who keeps changing the way they want to allocate expenses across, various departments. And before Meridian, going back and making historical adjustments to previous months would take forever. But now they changed their mind. They let me know they've changed their mind. I tell my accounting agent that they've changed their mind, and the agent is rerunning those numbers within minutes. And that's just totally unheard of, and really incredible. My name is Ashley Schagrin. I do a lot of different things at Pilot. I worked at Pilot for about 9 years now across many different functions. And a couple of years ago, I realized that there were actually a lot of other cross-functional things going on, problems that I felt I could uniquely solve because I had the context to work on them. And so I talked to Jessica into stepping into a different role. And at that time, I became her chief of staff. And since then, it's pretty much been off to the races doing many different cross-functional projects, activities, working on new products. So for the last several months, I've mostly been focused on agentic bookkeeping and also implementations for our Meridian clients. I went from working in a pretty technical accounting type role to something that was more of a generalist, more R&D focused, trying to figure out how can we build software to do bookkeeping and accounting at scale. Pilot is ever changing. The Pilot of today is so much different than of 3 years ago, of 6 years ago, of 9 years ago. And I think that change has continued to make it exciting. We're continuing to try to figure out how to best solve the problems in this industry. And I continue to be here like so many other people because of the people that I work with and the problems that we're trying to solve. I am engaging with our AI accountant to run the month-end close for these customers. So from start to finish, what I do to get them onboarded or configured successfully is to figure out what the financials need to look like for the client at the end of the day, go into Pilot's platform, make several changes to the month-end close checklist via my AI accounting agent. And I think the most rewarding part of that is sort of when you have been working on the same client for a month or two, you realize that actually you don't need to do anything else. You have configured the checklist in a way that allows the accounting agent to fully run and to provide a set of financials that the client's going to be really happy with. And I think that piece is just really incredible. You don't need, folks with a college degree in accounting to sit there and dig into the minutia of some of these Excel spreadsheets and make sure that everything is tied out. You can actually just let the agent do that instead. And it's so much more rewarding because then you have more time to engage with your clients on other topics. So, every firm is different. Every firm maybe wants their work papers to look a certain way. Maybe they have clients who undergo financial statement audits. And so they have a very specific requirements for what they want their end documentation to look like. Maybe they have different policies for the way that they would like to record their fixed assets, or maybe allocate expenses across locations by department, et cetera. So we set all of that up in the configuration stage of the onboarding process with Meridian clients. And we are then able to customize the reporting so that they have insights that maybe wouldn't have been so easy to derive before. I have one client who keeps changing the way they want to allocate expenses across, various departments. And before Meridian, going back and making historical adjustments to previous months would take forever and would be so tedious. You'd be spending hours making those updates. But now they changed their mind. They let me know they've changed their mind. I tell my accounting agent that they've changed their mind, and the agent is rerunning those numbers within minutes. And that's just totally unheard of, and really incredible. So I definitely understand why people are concerned about AI in the accounting field. I think that what AI has allowed accountants to do is to spend less of their time on some more of the tedious tasks, such as tying out individual calculations to like the general ledger, and instead focus on actually helping business owners with outcomes for their business, making sure that they're able to grow their revenue, for example. As far as early career folks, how do those folks learn so that they can ultimately become a partner to a business owner? They have to work with someone who's more experienced than they are to be able to learn those skills. So, the more experienced accountant who is running a firm, who is engaging with business owners every day, will be able to provide that type of apprenticeship to an earlier career accountant who is still learning the ropes. And the earlier career accountant is ultimately going to need to learn what the underlying AI is doing, but they'll learn it faster, and then they'll be able to also partner with those business owners to deliver more business level results rather than just monthly reporting. Accountants are going to be operating at a higher level with their clients to really understand how business processes need to evolve to be able to deliver better results for those business owners. And then it's also going to mean better quality financials overall for those business owners, so they can get insights more quickly. So they have insights that are actually more accurate and error-free so that they can make better decisions. It's also going to be a cleaner process for the accountant to get there. So the accountant themselves is going to have more confidence in the numbers that they're presenting to the client, because they're going to feel like they have all of the information that they needed to make a call as to whether the financials are actually complete or not. Did we get all the information that we needed to do a good job here?